Hi, this is Ivy. I'm going back to the question that I asked yesterday, and I wonder if you had time to think about it. Do you know who you are? Do you know who you really are? Me personally, I'm still trying to find out who I am. But I do know one thing. I am a woman with self-confidence. I am a woman who is true to herself. I am a woman who knows her true self and is not afraid to show her true self. I am a woman who has an identity now. And I think it's the most marvelous thing that you could ever do for yourself. Stripping down the layers, the going behind the scenes of your own life. That's an amazing thing to do. How did I do this? How did I learn how to do this? Well, I met a guy named Jarrett Yellen. I talked a little bit about him yesterday. Go to his website, jarrettyellen.com, and learn about brandinity. You know, we all have a brand. We all have a label. But what's behind that label? Just like when I see a box of cornflakes, I know what it's going to taste like. When I see Rice Krispies, I know it's going to be snap, crackle, pop Rice Krispies. But what happens when people see me? What do they see behind me? Do they know how my heart is? Do they know what I think? Do they know what I believe in? Do they know where I've been? And do they know where I'm going? That's part of the brandinity, is to... I want to stop for a minute. Isn't this beautiful? This is beautiful. My son, 6 years old, just made sure that I got this before he got on the bus this morning. And I think that's amazing. I think that's a wonderful thing. It's a good way to start my morning. He tries to see that I start with a flower every day in the morning before he gets on the bus. So thank you, Michael. So back to who I am and the brandinity. You know, we can kind of use the analogy of what I just said with my son, and he's bringing me a rose every morning. You know, he knows what he's going to get when he brings this to me. I'm going to smile, my eyes are going to light up, and it makes me feel really good. He knows that. He knows that's what his mommy likes. Well, it's the same thing when others see us. When they see us, what do we portray? When they see us, do they see us coming to them as, oh, there she is. She has no self-confidence. We're going to have to hear her whine. We're going to have to hear the woe is me. Or when they see you coming, do they see someone fresh, someone alert, someone attentive, someone alive with a passion for something in their lives? You know, this rose is going to whittle and wither away and die in the next few days. Do we do that? Are we going to let ourselves wither away and die? Or are we going to take our lives into our own hands? Are we going to take control of who we are? Are we going to be able to find out beyond the face and beyond the outer appearance and go inside and find out who we are? Do we have the courage to do that? Do you have the courage to do that? It takes a lot of courage to take that acid test. It takes a lot of courage to look inside and see some of the things that don't make us a nice person, or that we find as weaknesses in our lives. Lack of self-confidence, lack of motivation, fear of rejection, all those things that can hurt us, and all those things that can brand us, where people won't want to touch us, where people won't want to work with us, where we just stay in a little box. You know, it's a proven fact that, you know, when they say the first impressions, you know, mean everything. What is the first impression that people, you know, see when you walk into a room? Do they see your shoulders back and the look of confidence in your eyes? Do they see your inner beauty without you ever uttering a word? Do you think that that's possible? That is 100% possible. I don't always reflect, you know, inner beauty. Sometimes I'm very self-centered. Sometimes I'm selfish. Sometimes I am motivated by different types of emotions. Revenge. When, you know, you ever have a car cut you off and you speed up to get in, just only to cut that car off again. Cut that car off the same way it did you. Don't say you haven't, because I know you have. But those are the kind of things that, make burdens for us. We have to free ourselves up. We have to free our minds up. We have to peel off, like I said, those layers and find out who we really are. Really take that acid test and make changes in our lives. Be branded for something good. Be branded for being awesome. Be branded for being a leader. Be branded for having the courage to speak up. And be branded that people, when they see you enter a room, they know what to expect. They know that in walks someone who has taken their life into their own hands. Be that person. Am I that person now? No, I'm still learning. And I'm still being coached and mentored by Jared Yellen of Brandinity, who has found his place in the world, who has taken the acid test, who has peeled off the layers of himself and exposes himself for truly being who he is. And he's a marvelous mentor. And he's going to be joining the Broke Wives Club on the Attitude Shift, which airs Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Central Time on Blog Talk Radio. Jared's going to be coming on in late February with a segment called 15 Minutes to Freedom. And in that segment, we will help broke wives strip down some of the layers that hold them back and help them to re-identify themselves and refine themselves. And when they do that, they will find that they're on their path from going from broke to stoked. It's not easy. It's not easy to put yourself in the fire, because sometimes you don't like what you get out of it. But you know what? When you do that, you become a better person. You become a person that can deal with issues that you probably never thought you could deal with before. When I go through some of the hard times that I put upon myself, it is simply because I haven't learned certain things to help me overcome that repetition of doing the same thing over. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense to you, but you have to walk the walk first. In order to find out who you are, you really have to be willing to take chances, to face criticism from your own self, to face some of the things that you've done in your life that you wish you could change. You can't go back. You can't go back in time, but you can make sure you don't do that again. You have to get that self-confidence to be able to come forth and say, I made mistakes, and this is what caused the mistakes. And there's also things that you have to let go of. Yeah, we talked about that with Tiffany and even Phoebe. We all have things that we have to let go of, and some things we want to hold on. It's our pity party, and we don't want anyone to crash it. We want to be able to hold on to it, especially if we've held on to it for a long time. We want to still be able to hold on to it. But sisters, can I tell you, it does you no good. It does you no good to hold on to something that is not making you a better person, because those type of things can make you old. They can drag you down. They can make you very unpleasant, an unpleasant, unhappy person. So my challenge to you this morning, and I will be back later, my challenge to you this morning is to take the acid test. Stop, look in the mirror, and ask yourself, who am I? What can I change? What am I willing to change? And what can I replace some of these changes with? And if you look into yourself and really, really be honest with yourself, be your true self, you'll find out that there are things that can be changed, and there are things that you really want to change. Cry a little, be angry. Let, in the privacy of yourself and alone with yourself, let some things out. And when you let them out, try not to pick them back up again, because again, they'll only weigh you down. They'll only cause much more drama in your life than you need. My name is Ivy. I am grateful for the time that I've been able to spend with you. I ramble a lot, and I hope you've been able to follow along. I'll be back later this evening when I'm a little more mellowed out, and we'll talk some more. In the meantime, go out, make it a good day, and brand yourself to be someone wonderful. Talk to you soon.